Good Erev Shabbos, everybody. You know, as you saw this past week, my Mishpacha magazine article is not like my usual ones because I have to be with my tourists because I don't have any free days to go ahead and to actually sit down and write it. So I had to take my tourists along to go ahead and write my Mishpacha magazine. And now we've reached the point where I'm starting to work Fridays as well. And so my Friday Erev Shabbos Dvar Torah, quick Parshat short, as well, is on a tour with my tourists around here who are not going to be in the status. Right, and but you get the lucky thing because you get to go ahead and have, here we say a vart, an incredible vart this week from the Nesiva Shalom on Parshat Chukas here in front of the shul of the Bas Ayin of Rav Avram Dov Average. But first I want to thank our sponsor this week, Reb Label Durdik, was sponsoring it in memory of his father-in-law, Rabbi Semmel, whose yahrzeit is coming up this summer, and his neshama should have an aliyah. So let's just talk about the Bas Ayin. The Bas Ayin, Avram Dov Average, one of the most incredible people that lived here in the city of Tzfas. Right, he comes to the city of Tzfas, and he has a passion for Eretz Yisrael like nobody's business. When he comes over here, I tell this to a lot of my tourists that are here, that when they, you know, you come there, I saw a lot of people, they bring their food from America, this and that, or they don't want to eat Kedushas Shviyas, like we're talking about, they're getting all nervous, they don't want to eat Kedushas Shviyas. When Avram Dov Average was here, there was a famine in Eretz Yisrael, and there was no wheat. And so what do most people do when there's no wheat? You bring your wheat from Chutz La'aretz. But guess what? He said, I'm not bringing wheat from Chutz La'aretz to say that Eretz Yisrael is lacking something, right? And for a whole year, he didn't make a moitzi. Not even on Shabbos, he didn't make a moitzi because it's a chutzpah and a bezoyim to Eretz Yisrael to go ahead and have to bring food from Chutz La'aretz to Eretz Yisrael. That's a Rav Avram Dov Average. We have the Magefa that hits. We have the earthquake that hits here in 1837, right? But the day of the earthquake, he calls down everybody into the shul, and you guys are going to go into the shul on Shabbos, right? He says, "Come down here." All the time, come here. He goes to the Ankursh. They go to the Ankursh. They start davening, right? And all of a sudden, boom! The earthquake hits. The whole shul falls down except the Ankursh. The roof stays. When they rebuilt the shul, you could see in there that the Aron Kodesh is on a different level roof than the rest of it, right? So you walk in there on Shabbos at Daven Mincha, you'll be able to see that over there. Incredible Kodesh story. But this week I saw something even more incredible for the first time live in the Sefer of Nesiva Shalom. He brings down what we have the Shiras of the Be'er. It says, Mi Midbar Matana, right? That the Torah goes from the midbar, it becomes the matana, right? And Chazal learn over there that the Torah is only nicholas to somebody that's meimis atzmai. I love is mafker atzmai kemidbar zois chukas Torah. It's a theme in this week's parsha. We talk about death and we talk about Torah, and we talk about tumah and we talk about Torah. Torah is the way to go ahead and to bring back life, to bring back that spark. And the way that you do that is if a person, he says, is mevatel himself like a midbar. He goes, why is that true? And so the Nesiva Shalom says over here an incredible idea. He says, the reason why that has to be that way, he says, because we are forces of the Yetzer Hara, forces of the Satan, that they try to go ahead to stop a person from doing that. But that only hopes on something that's chomer, that's physical. So therefore, as long as you have some physicality to you, right, as long as there's ego, as long as there's me that's around, then guess what? The Satan's going to chop you twice. The Satan can go ahead, because he can take anything physical, the Satan has a koyach into. So the trick is, make yourself totally spiritual. There's nothing left of me. There's nothing physical. There's nothing left of me. The Satan will leave you alone. You can learn Torah. You can do those things. And then he brings down the story that I just saw for the first time. V'hu kim mesuper ala rav hakodesh me'avrich. Bizman harash hagadol sheneragu by harbe anasham. When they had the huge earthquake right over here, right? And many people killed him. All of them should bow down on the ground. Everybody fall flat down on the ground. And he explained why. That the rocks that were falling down by the earthquake were not falling down in a natural way. It wasn't just collapsing. They were being thrown from side to side. Right, this is the Nesiva Shalom saying that the rocks were thrown down because I realized that it's the Satan that's chucking these rocks. And he's throwing it from side to side. And against the Satan, the only answer is To lie down on the floor like we do on Yom Kippur, Baruch Shem Kivod Machusa, there's nothing. It's only Hashem. And he told me before everybody lie down. What an incredible idea. You know, we all have our egos, we all have our things that were built up, and we're supposed to have pride, and he talks about that in other Maimorim. But the idea that the power of the Satan, that Shabbat Shalom, grabs into us, we're too physical, we miss out on that. So thank you all. Have a wonderful Shabbos, an amazing Shabbos. And Mirza Hashem, you can sponsor these weekly emails. You can go ahead and sign up and subscribe. Have a great Shabbos. See you next week.